forced me to look at thought and how that is playing out in a moment-to-moment, day-to-day experience. And, you know, I became aware of all these areas that I wasn't seeing thought playing out. And, you know, there's loads more. But in looking in that way, it sort of cleaned up a lot of things, you know. It's cleaned up a lot of things in my own experience. And so that is a practical point that we can point to with people that is very, very helpful. But I also like to ground that very much in, I guess you would call it maybe an experiential knowing of something deeper. Now, obviously, thought as a principle, we're pointing to something deep. But I would be coming at it from a point of view possibly of, you know, do you know your own nature? And that would be pointing directly to the principle of consciousness. So, you know, that ever-present awareness that doesn't change, that's a constant. And I would point people directly to that. I would point people directly to a practical, experiential knowing of that space, not as an escape, but as a recognition. So, you know, what I've noticed with people that I work with, and also I've noticed it in myself, that sometimes, you know, with certain pointers, for example, we could say, you know, look to consciousness or look to the fact of awareness. And I'm starting to see it a little bit differently in the way that I would point people to say, I would point to them to maybe fall back, just fall back and keep falling back until you feel like you can't fall back anymore into that space that you're aware. Now, that sounds like a doing, but it's more like a noticing. And there's a point at which, you see, we can fall back and look to awareness. But there's a point in which we do that when it's still thinking. It's still our identity that's seeing. So it's like there's a pointing, or there's a leaning back just a little further, where you're leaning back beyond that. And at that point, you then see that you are the awareness. You are the consciousness. And from there, you meet your experience. And meeting your experience from there is a very different experience than meeting it from your illusory identity.
Yeah.
So it's more practical, you know, because we can say there's nothing to do, and there is nothing to do. But something to do and nothing to do are both points of view. And consciousness is beyond the point of view.
Yeah.